Jamaican economy to contract by 11 to 13% in the December 2025 quarter, the sharpest decline since the COVID-19 pandemic. The last time the country experienced a similar downturn was between April to June of 2020, when the pandemic severely disrupted economic activity. PIOJ Director General Dr. Wayne Henry, during his quarterly briefing this morning, said the short term prospect for the Jamaican economy is generally negative, reflecting the impact of the passage of the storm.
This outlook stems from the devastation which the Category 5 hurricane had on residential and productive assets, to include the housing stock, the electricity generation, transmission and distribution network, the road network, and water supply infrastructure. It is expected that there will be a significant fall in output and demand during the short to medium term. This outturn would end the 3 consecutive quarters of economic growth, which reflected the gradual recovery following the passage of Hurricane Beryl and Tropical Storm Raphael during the latter half of 2024. The extent of the damage from Hurricane Melissa is unprecedented and far-reaching, affecting all industries. This is expected to result in increased unemployment, weakened demand, and output.
Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, Dr. Wayne Henry. Dr. Henry explained that the expected economic contraction for October to December 2025 is primarily expected to be transmitted through agriculture and tourism. He said the 7 hardest hit parishes accounted for approximately 74% of total hectares of land devoted to domestic crop production, as well as a significant share of animal farming and export crops. Tourism is expected to suffer, with those parishes representing approximately 89% of the country's total hotel room stock. Dr. Henry said damage to infrastructure, the temporary closure of all 3 international airports, reduced capacity when flights resumed, and a Level 3 U.S. advisory issued in November are all expected to push visitor arrivals downward. For the fiscal year ending March 2026, the economy is projected to decline between 3 and 6%. However, Dr. Henry stressed that the estimate may change as more information becomes available. And the PIOJ.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Portland Spice TV. Thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure having you. Well. My name is Colin Bell. I'm called me Shaka Fame. And this evening, we are getting some numbers. You know, we are the numbers people. So, based on the numbers that we have gotten, we're going to be talking to Ralston Hyman. We're going to be talking to Ralston Hyman. First time on the program. Welcome. Please make sure you subscribe. Click the notification bell. This is class around here. Econ 25.9. The IMF has announced that some 1.1 trillion or more will be available for the Jamaican government to deal with the recovery. Now, some people are saying, yeah, hold that. Hold what? A loan? It is a necessary loan. But a loan that has been brought upon us to a level where it never had to be. Never had to be there. Never had to be there. And you see, on this platform, and then, say you have Power 106 from the RGR Communication Group, where Ralston Iman is a host. Real Business, weekday mornings, 9 to 11. Real Business. And you have people like Conrad O'Brien and Simon, that we have been looking at the numbers led by Ralston Iman and him are the guru. And when we have questions, we ask him. And we have a problem learning, because that's where the major part of the problem is. People who do not know, don't know the figures, don't understand the metrics. They don't want to admit that they are lacking. Here, they don't want to admit. This announcement from the IMF could have been made 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. And even the meeting still to have. The Prime Minister made the request. When you read the article, not the Finance Minister, the Prime Minister. So, we are going to rack up the debt. And the thing that the Andrew Holness-led administration want all this time a low debt to GDP. Paying off the loan faster. Paying on the loan, faster. Servicing the loan over the amount that was required. If we had paid the amount that was required, we would get the same treatment. But you know what's the difference? We could have spent over $100 billion improving our infrastructure. But we never do that. We left the infrastructure to decay. Because I want to remember, that up until 2023, every Jackman and Ginny woman across Bout Road, Labour Right and PNP when I cross Bout Road. Don't forget that. Our schools have not been improved over the time. Our hospitals have not seen improvement. In fact, there is a major squander taking place at Cornwall Regional Hospital. We say it's a squander. And we have seen other squanders. Instead of growing the economy, we see where the net international reserve have been squandered. We are close to $1 billion worth of intervention in the market. So, hey, this government, this Andrew Holness-led administration, have had the most fiscal space of any administration in this country. No administration has had access to the amount of money that this government had. And what we're trying to say to the Jamaican people, instead of using it to better your lives, the Andrew Holness-led administration used that space, that fiscal space, to fatten their wealthy friends, the wealthy banks. Because when you're supposed to pay $35 billion to the bank, that's your debt payment with due. You have to pay $35 billion. And you pay $51 billion. $14 billion more than you needed to have paid. You know how much house that could have built? You know how much school that could have renovated? And you have some people don't understand that. They don't challenge us. Because it's figures and liars figures out things, but figures don't lie. Figures don't lie. The raw data don't lie. And everybody who watch this program and listen to Ralston, tell me if you hear any other figures anywhere else. Because there are no other figures, you know. There are no other figures. Any other figures is a liar figure. But not the figures that don't lie. So, we have been always saying it. Spend the money, drive the economy. And then, even in this time of destruction in 5 or 7 of our parishes, we see where the government is still pushing for imports. Pushing for imports. You're going to import 5,000 container houses. Why? We have an economy to grow, people. We have an economy that needs to grow now. All that money we are going to use to go buy the most there. Pump it in the local economy. Kickstart the economy down our west. Put people to work. And them thing that we are talking about, you know, when we say the government is moving too slow. They are moving too slow. And if you're not moving too slow, come talk to it, tell we, because what we see is where we are talking about. Let me tell you something. This is not about politics. You all need to understand. And when I say you all need to understand, include the Prime Minister of Jamaica. This cannot be about politics. Why are you so timid? You just won the election. This is now about the people. Listen to the criticism and act upon them. You have time for hear about you are going to go toe to toe. You're Prime Minister. You're Prime Minister. You're bigger than that. If every dog bark, you bark to, you're going to start sound like dog. Every little dog run, come out. How, you go, how to. Then you're not turn dog to. Hey, tell up. Caught up yourself, Mr. Prime Minister. You are my Prime Minister. I want to see you succeed. So I now go sit down and tell you no lie. Those around you are the biggest set of liars. The people them where they around you, Mr. Prime Minister. The cheerleader them, they are the biggest set of liars. They lie to you every day. Tell you that you're doing well. No, it's not well out there. It's not well out there. It's not well. Come talk to me, answer questions. Legitimate questions. And then you will see where you're at. If you get to a stage where you can't answer the question, you realize something lacking. Ask the Director General of ADPEM. He knows there's something lacking because when I'm sitting in front of Crawford and simple maths question, simple numbers question, when he present the question and they were analyzed, the man realized, say, yo, 20%, that can be true. That can be true. So, Mr. Prime Minister, you need to look upon them thing there, sir. You need to look upon them thing there. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, my Prime Minister, my Prime Minister.
And it is one thing that you will see about me. Me not afraid of nobody. All who want talk, make me one. Me will go with you toe to toe. Every nonsense you talk, I will respond to it. And as you would have seen with the government, man come out with foolishness, we respond, not go so. Yeah. So make them, and as many memes as they can make, I can make it too. So it's going to be war. Because we cannot allow the people who peddle nonsense, the people who tell lies, we cannot allow them to win. So we...
Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Nephew?
How you do, my brother?
I am doing well. How about you?
Well, I'm not too bad. Great news, man. Great news.
Yes.
The World Bank today has announced that they have approved just $7 billion for Jamaica for rebuilding because of the hurricane. And the reasons for that is the confidence in which the world has in this government, the Jamaica Labour Party government, and rebuilding back Jamaica. So they have approved just under $7 billion for the next 3 years for Jamaica. Great news.
Very good news. Very good news. Very good news.
And Jamaica will rebuild faster than what we expected because of the government. The other thing I want to say to you, Colin.
Yes.
You come to mind today, me and some friends were discussing. What about you running the Port Antonio division for the Jamaica Labour Party? I think you will win it, you know.
Nephew, there are more important things right now
Yes.
that we need to discuss because it is about 1.1 trillion Jamaican dollars
Yes.
that we're getting to borrow.
Yes.
That will bring our debt up to about $3.7 trillion. Are you aware of that?
I saw something on social media today from you saying that that is what it's going to go to now that we're getting this money.
Yeah. So you don't know that?
Well, I take your word for it. I am not brilliant like you to calculate it to find that figure. So I grant you that you're correct.
So therefore, nephew, what we must discuss now, because
yes,
I know if we need the money, we need the money.
We more than need it.
Right. So what we need to discuss now, nephew,
yes,
is the accountability
yes,
of spending that money. One.
Well, the Jamaica Labour Party have a better record than the PNP in spending money in the interest of the Jamaican people. Under the PNP, you always hear about massive cost overrun and this, that. The GLP have done better on the PNP. Now, from time to time,
Nephew.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you something. If you see every PNP Prime Minister, Michael Manley, P.J. Patterson, Portia Simpson Miller, Norman Manley, every GLP Prime Minister, you share a Bustamante, Donald Sangster, Edward Siaga, Bruce Golding. You see, if you put all of those leaders together,
yes,
and add up how much money is perceived that they would have misangled and waste, when you add up all of that, this Andrew Holness-led administration alone beat them bad. So when you're talking about overspending and wasting and squandering the country's money, the two parties put together before Andrew Holness is child's play. Child's play. So don't tell nobody about the GLP are better stewards of spending the money. The GLP gave away over $100 billion to bankers and billionaires that we never need to give to them, that should have spent on the people of Jamaica, brother. You don't know that?
Colin, you ever hear about a man named Omar Davis who used to be a finance minister under
Yes.
the PSP?
Yes.
You ever hear about that special window he used to have at the Bank of Jamaica?
How much money go through it? Tell me.
Where we're paying interest rate up to 100%, 80%, 70%, and that is what caused FinStack. You ever hear about it, Colin?
No, I know that caused FinSac. Don't do that. I hear about that, but that was not what caused FinSac. FinSac had the government itself had no role in the cause of FinSac, because FinSac was a solution to a problem that was started under the Edward Seaga-led administration. It was things like a man borrowing 30 million US dollars and forget saying borrow it. It was things like loans being given with improper collaterals. And them something that caused FinSac to come about, because the government now had to go buy out debt from banks, the Eagle Merchant banks and the Paul Chen Young and them man there. Where did I run the bank them in at them time? They are them there something there. It was the financial sector, my brother, that caused FinSac, not the government.
You're going to have Ralston this evening?
Yes.
All right, I want to listen to Ralston and his...
But Nevio.
Yes.
When the government spent, are you aware that the government spent over $100 billion overpaying on the debt?
I heard you and Ralston with it.
You believe it?
I believe.
Then you think that makes sense, Nevio? You think that it good? That a good thing?
I heard you guys is saying that is money they never need to pay the debt. They could use it for infrastructure.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, Nevio. We're there here. We get a blip in the current, but we're there here.
I heard you guys with it, but at the same time, when you pay down the debt, the more money you have to spend.
No, you have more money for Nevio. The debt that was due between April and August, right, was $35 billion.
Yes.
That's how we owe. That's how we due for pay. Instead of paying $35 billion, the government paid $51 billion. 14 billion more. Now that 14 billion, Nevio, should have come in at the economy. Yeah? And help pump up the economy. And therefore, they have been doing that since 2016. Remember, the Prime Minister promised 10,000 social house. You remember that?
I'm not going to dispute the yes. If you never need to, you could use it for infrastructure.
Exactly.
I'm not going to dispute.
Let me ask you something, Nevio. Let me ask you something. You think the Jamaican people living so well and comfortable that the government should have spent $14 billion paying more than they need to pay?
The Jamaican people just returned back this government for its third term.
That's not the question. You think the people are living well?
I tell you that they are satisfied with the policy of the government.
Okay, well, you say that.
I'm satisfied with the policy. Anyway, I want to hear what else I have to say about.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
Marshy.
Just ask me the other question for me. Colin.
Yeah, man. May I hear you? But in Ghana.
Yeah, in Ghana?
Yeah, man.
No, me never want him going, man. Because me want him tell you why the government spends so much money. The JLP government spends so much money to investigate the FinSac debacle and then campaign against it. And when them get the result, them hide it. Them think it's hard to read it out, make people hear.
You see, there's a lot of people don't understand that the government had no role in the meltdown of the financial sector. You know?
No, they don't understand FinSac. They think FinSac is the problem, while FinSac was the solution. But you see, the JLP deal with that thing and cause some of them supporters to be a compulsory dunce because them have the information in them phone, you know. But they fail to go in at the phone and get the information.
Listen, Marsh,
Yes.
there's a saying that says, there is none so blind more than
those
he
who
who
fail to see.
refuse to see.
To see, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
he
yes.
refuse. No, these guys, you see, have two narratives that they carry. They talk about Finsack and they talk about Trafigura.
Yes.
Trafigura did not cost Jamaica 1 cent.
No.
Not 1 red cent.
Right. But Colin, they dwell on Trafigura and they dwell on Finsack. But guess what they don't do? And I blame the PNP for this. Not one of them don't want to talk about Manatee and Philip.
But look here,
who spend the money to Manatee and Philip for them to overlook the case with others? Who spend that money? Nobody no want to, and it cost Bruce Golding his prime ministership.
Cost Bruce Golding in career.
In career,
yeah,
right? And they don't want to talk about it. But the thing I just want to say to you, I hear the prime minister a trace of people and talking about me not afraid of nobody. I hear to tell the prime minister that he is lying. He's afraid of Delano C, right? And he's afraid as Christopher Tufton because his job is on the line. And it's one of them go and get it.
Me think of the dongle journalists them in afraid of. Because I know afraid of journalists them.
You see that? Some people in the JLP, in the hierarchy of the JLP, in afraid of them because they want to get rid of him. And him don't even know that.
Well, let me tell you something, Marshy. The IMF, World Bank, everybody come together. And about $7 billion US in loan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there was a call for a broad-based committee to be set up that would oversee the reconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
And the Prime Minister refuses to do any such thing.
Mm-hmm.
And here comes the ton load. And some people talking about the PNP. And I try and reminding them that the PNP don't have nothing to do with that money.
No.
That is money that is going to be spent by the government.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, we as a people have a responsibility to ensure that that money is spent correctly.
Accountability should be the word.
Yes. So, those of who sit down and intend to play no part in advancing the welfare of this country, but believe that they should sit aside and agree with everything that the government says.
Mm-hmm.
It don't work that way.
Well, look, Colin, you know, because I not say long, you know that when Kim Jong-un talking, you know, say if anybody from his party don't clap him, them could be assassinated.
We never know that.
What? When Kim Jong-un talking, they have to clap him. And if you don't clap, you have to say why. And you may not get to say it because them find a way to get rid of you. You have to agree with it. You notice Audrey Marks sit down there in the Prime Minister and just listen to hear whatever the Prime Minister says.
Yes.
And then just clap. She just clap. One all right, notice she and notice others. Anything Andrew said, they just clap.
Then just clap.
Yeah, they don't get up in Parliament and they don't ask any question. They just accept anything. But finally, I'm asking the Prime Minister and his friends them, stop, go around and tell the rest of the world. behave to the rest of the world like it's everywhere in Jamaica. Melissa mash up. Melissa crash about 6 parish.
I don't think.
Gilbert,
I don't think him doing that. I've heard him say that all of the country no mash up.
Well, if him say that, I will apologize to him, right?
Yeah,
but the behavior when me I get, it sounds like the whole place. Yeah, some place in Jamaica never even know to give Melissa blow, you know. you know that me lose life to about 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes alone.
Yes, about 10 minutes. Me, that Spanish town me live. So somebody from Spanish town must have listened. For the worst, it don't catch 20 minutes when me lose life.
Okay.
So I know everywhere Melissa, Melissa lick Jamaica. But not for the place, we only get a little bad weather.
Yeah.
Right? And we thank God for that, and we're sorry for those who get beaten. But me don't want to go on like the whole place smash up. I know the whole place smash up.
All right.
What do you think, Colin?
All right, my brother. We have Raleigh on the line. Raleigh. Hold on. We have the last rally. Look like we lose everything. We had everything up a while ago. Look like we lost everything. Let's get back online. Because we had Raleigh on the phone a while ago, but seems like we lost him. Let's call back Ralston and sort it out. It is going to be a rough ride. It is going to be a rough ride. Hold on, I don't know what happened a while ago. It is going to be a rough ride. It's not going to be easy, but we have to survive. We have to survive. Raleigh, good evening. Walk on, my brother.
Yeah, man, we're there.
We're there in tough times.
Yeah, man.
And rough times. Raleigh, what is going on in this place here now? How we going to deal with this loan here now, Raleigh?
Well, I mean, we have to ensure accountability, we have to ensure transparency, and we have to ensure that it is used to rebuild the infrastructure and rebuild the country. We have massive loan, the biggest amount of money we have ever borrowed in any one period since we are borrowing money. Yeah, so very big.
What was the largest before this?
Yeah?
What was the largest sum we have borrowed before this?
During the great financial crisis, we borrowed 2.4 billion. So this is almost 3 times, 2.5 times.
Wow. Raleigh, is it something for us to celebrate, or is it a somber moment?
No, it's not. Because it's not free money. It's money that we have to pay back. It's a loan. We already have a very high debt burden, and we already have the lowest per capita GDP in Latin America and the Caribbean, apart from Haiti. This money is not to take us forward. It's for reconstruction, to get us back to where we were. So it means that we'll have to accelerate growth, produce more, export more. In other words, a national economic recovery plan based on import substitution and exports is essential in order to deal with this problem that generations will have to face. And it wasn't necessary.
It wasn't necessary? Why you say that?
No. Well, if the government had paid the debt as programmed, looked after the country's infrastructure, focused on growth, even if we got the damage from Melissa, it would have been so great. Would have a bigger GDP, a more resilient economy, and wouldn't need to borrow so much money.
So, what it is that you are talking about, rallies, over the last 9 to 10 years, the government has spent over $100 billion in forward payment on the debt
Yeah, in order to impress the ratings agency to get what Savon Williams and Nigel Clark call an investment grade. So they were managing the economy to get more money to borrow rather than to grow so that we don't need to borrow so much.
So
And the
what if
strategy
they
backfired.
no, but what if they said to you, no, it no backfire? Because what you just said, they were driving the economy to borrow, to get to a stage where they can borrow more money. Now here
Yeah,
they
but that would
are,
have to.
here
But
they
no,
are
but that.
getting the
Mhm.
biggest loan the country has ever gotten.
But here's the problem. The problem now is that the debt to GDP ratio is going to go back where it's coming from, or even higher. And we want the minister, I want the opposition to ask the minister tomorrow, what is the new debt to GDP ratio?
So Raleigh,
Because they'd have to pull it back down from that. The next generation will have to pull it back down from that, you know.
but Raleigh,
Mm-hmm.
7 billion US dollars.
Mm-hmm.
They are also saying that the damage is 8.8 billion.
Yeah, so they still need more money.
So we short 1.8 billion.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
But they will want to spin it, Raleigh, as to say, see, we can get the money for borrow. But the problem with this money that they're getting to borrow, this money is not being borrowed to invest. This money is really borrowed to rebuild.
That's the point I'm making to you. And I'm saying to you that the debt to GDP ratio will go back because what they did, they were priding themselves on reducing the debt to GDP ratio so you can get an investment grade.
Yes.
The point I'm making to you now is that the main thing that they were focusing on, debt to GDP, is now going back to where it was coming from. So it become an exercise in futility and stupidity.
We're Raleigh. All right. So you have done your numbers, Raleigh, based on the 41% of GDP that the World Bank and they admit.
And then, all right, hold on. And for the benefit of the trolls, that is what they say in the release from the IMF. What they said, with damages estimated at US 8.8 billion, recovery requires significant resources and long-term investments. So all the trolls who were questioning, all of the 5 agencies say the same thing now.
So hold on, Raleigh. 8.8 billion, equivalent to 41% of GDP.
Mm-hmm.
So GDP is now down to under $2 trillion.
Yeah, and by the way, they also said it was 2024 GDP they were talking about. Just like we said, because it couldn't be talking about 2025. Because
Right.
2025 hasn't been produced yet.
Yes.
So we were spot on again.
So your calculation that as of the day after the hurricane, our debt is back to 115% still stands.
Yeah, man.
Then we'll go further, Raleigh.
It could be, go ahead.
We are going to go further.
Yeah.
With this loan now, what are your projection? And remember, we as a people, projection now.
We could hit 130, 131%. Because if they are going to draw down the money over a 3-year period, and you bring it down to Jamaican dollars, that's like 336 million Jamaican dollars this year will be added to the debt. So the debt will now move up to 2.5 trillion. So if you have a debt of 2.5 trillion and a GDP of 1.9 trillion, they can do the math. We're up to 130, 131%.
And when we take this entire $1 trillion, if we don't do better than the 0.8% growth,
there will be a deeper trouble.
We're going to be looking at anywhere between 164% to 200%.
And that will be a big problem for you going out, your children going out, and the grandchildren going out.
Really?
Massive.
But it not have to be bad, Raleigh. Does it have to be bad?
Well, it depends on how they use the money. The fact of the matter is that those ratios will remain. Yeah, so if you want to get the ratios down, you have to be growing at 5 and 10 and them kind of percent then.
But when we had the space to grow, Raleigh, because I told the listeners earlier that no other administration in Jamaica has had the fiscal space that this Andrew Holness-led administration have gotten to spend money. No other government never get the opportunity to do what this government could have done.
By the way, that space was created by Dr. Peter Phillips, not them.
Yeah, but them never understand it, Raleigh. And I said to Neville, go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Yeah, man.
I said to Neville a while ago that if he believed that Jamaicans were living so good that you could overpay your debt by $14 billion in August.
What was his response?
The people go out and gave the Andrew Holness administration another term, Colin.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was his response?
Yes.
Political response.
You see, that is why we said to the people, Andrew Holness coward like dog. Coward. And let me tell you why I said that, Raleigh. You have constantly say, Mr. Prime Minister, 2 hours on the program.
Yeah, man, anytime, any day.
Come talk to me. And I
Monday,
went,
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, any day, man.
I said the same thing to him, Raleigh. And I said to him, I will even give you a caveat. I will not ask you anything about your Integrity Commission findings. We will left that for now because they are critical matters outside of your personal business. It is a problem, but there are other things that we need to talk to him about, Raleigh.
Yeah, man. I give him the option for bring the governor of the Bank of Jamaica with him, bring Wayne with him, bring Favor with him, any one of them, all 4 of them one time.
And you have some questions. We have questions.
Yeah, man.
We want to ask the questions and sit down and listen and then we want to challenge the questions, Mr. Prime Minister. That's why you're afraid. Because it's not a thing now where you're going to talk to it. You're going to speak with us.
Another important matter. So when the trolls them out, when we tell us Favor Williams as the figurehead, she's not a real finance minister. You know who the IMF and the multilateral said made a request to them?
Prime Minister, the most honorable Dr.
Right.
Andrew Brogard.
He's the Minister of Finance. Yeah.
Somebody saying, note, the BOJ will more than likely to raise interest rate to help pay off that loan.
If you raise interest rates that make the loan harder for pay, that's nonsense.
Okay, so that it don't work, so?
No, man, nonsense. The higher interest rates, I mean, you have more loan payments, man.
But Ralston, what role now does the Bank of Jamaica play in this?
Well, the Bank of Jamaica, it will be managing the money from the IMF. So when the money come in, the BOJ will take the US dollars and change it out and give them Jamaican dollars.
So
that is why the dollar appreciated by 15 cents today on the news.
But Ralston, you remember you've been saying that if this IMF deal did close long time, the dollar wouldn't slide so much. The man would not rush the dollar so much.
Yeah, of course.
But we said that over a year. And we just said that over power.
Yeah, man. Because that would inspire more confidence. That's why the dollar appreciated today.
By 15 cents.
Yeah, man.
So, how soon we going to start get them money, Raleigh?
Well, when I get the details yet, we only get the announcement. So that's another thing. The devil is in the details, so we need to hear the details. That was just an announcement this morning.
And the announcement is for the request. They have not met yet?
No, we don't see no team come down yet or nothing.
So, when this money start to come, how are we going to be able to track this money, Raleigh?
Well, that's why accountability in the parliament is extremely important.
No, but
the money will go straight to the BOJ and then to the Ministry of Finance.
Yeah.
Yep.
But them money don't want accountability because this is where now that oversight committee would have come in, right?
Yeah, but one thing is when the IMF and them on the lens still, them have them people down here, so they will make sure them track their money.
Yes.
Yeah, but you still need the broad-based committee like EPOC. Yeah, that's why Peter Phillips was successful.
Well, then not say them have the financial oversight committee, I saw it name?
The fiscal commissioner.
Fiscal commissioner. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So them not supposed to do that job?
That alone can't do.
Why?
Because the fiscal commissioner merely will track the fiscal accounts and see whether them have deficits or all that out. But in terms of the day-to-day nitty-gritty accountability, it's not going to be involved in that.
So who's going to do that? The PAAC and the PAC?
Yeah, precisely.
So they will have to do that.
Yep.
The whole thing about I definitely going to ask Raleigh about tomorrow what we expect from Fayetteville and what some of the questions we want answered. But Raleigh, as far as you're aware, the data collection for the people affected by the storm and all of that, has that been completed?
Not to my knowledge.
That is where one of the problem, I see one of the major problem. The collection of data on the ground.
Yeah.
And therefore, how can the government be patting themselves on the back when not even the simple data, they don't put a task force? I've been suggesting to them long time, bringing some of the teachers them down there when now work, bringing the call center workers who are out of a job, the hotel workers, put them in the ground, collect the data. 5 days. If you put 2,000 of them on the ground, 5 days, you don't reach everybody, bro. What are we upon?
Yeah,
no, this argument, Ralston, about the government collecting 900 million and how much million US for the storm and have not spent any yet. Did you expect the government to be spending out of that money already?
Well, that is why the people are saying that the response has been slow. Because you should be spending that money to do some other things and bring more relief to the people. So it speaks for itself.
But or could it mean that the government has been, as they say, they have been spending from the council fund and then you can recoup from that, but still them can't tell we how much them spend from the council fund?
So that is one of the questions that is supposed to be asked in Parliament tomorrow.
How much money have been spent since the storm?
Yeah, man.
Before we go to the questions, Raleigh, what do you expect to hear from Fayetteville tomorrow?
Well, what we want to hear from her, the first thing, is why is it that you have been missing in action for so long? Secondly, are you the finance minister or is the prime minister the finance minister? Because he's the one who the IMF said applied to them in their release, which is normally the work of the finance minister. Third question, what is the new debt to GDP ratio? Precisely. Next question, when is it that we're going to get the details of these arrangements with the multilateral agencies? So, fourth question, what is it that you have been discussing with the Jamaica Bankers Association and the BOJ to provide lower interest loans to members of the business community who have been affected by the hurricane? Those are the things that we want here. What is the National Economic Recovery Plan? And how all these assistance from the multilateral agencies fit into that? Those are the questions we want here. Next question, is it that you're going to use part of this money that you get from the multilateral agency to provide the full funding for the JPS rehabilitation program? Those are things that we want to hear. Are you prepared to give the people an extension so that the external partners, Marubeni and Korea East West, can raise some of the money cheaper on the international capital markets?
What about asking her, Madam Finance Minister, hindsight now, do you agree that paying on the debt faster, servicing the debt faster than you needed to?
That will be a part of the question with what is the new debt to GDP ratio.
Yes, so do we agree that the government erred?
And then, answer.
And no, man, them all blow up. And hear them all blow up, right? And said, and that's why this happened. So one of the questions that must be asked, when you pay your debt on time, pay the full amount on time, or you overpay the debt, what difference it makes in your credit ratings.
Mm-hmm.
Because does it really make a difference?
Well, it makes a difference only if you find yourself in a situation like that where the entire place was destroyed because of the infrastructural damage. And now all the ratings agencies are changing their outlook from positive to stable and putting everything on ratings watch negative. That's one question we want to tell the people.
Yes.
What the agencies mean when they put you on a ratings watch negative. You need to answer that question.
That is a good question that you need to answer.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
And twin with the paying off the debt, we must remind them, that up to 2023, 2024, everybody was balling for bad road because the entire road infrastructure was left to deteriorate terribly.
Yeah, man, and hurricane showed up that.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Which other question that must be asked tomorrow?
I think those are the most relevant questions, we need to get the answers from her.
So don't we need to ask her you ask her the economic plan, but don't we need to ask about growth? How are you going to grow the economy now?
Well, that is a part of the National Economic Recovery Plan. What growth rate will allow us to get the GDP ratio down back to 60%? And how long, based on the additional debt that we are taking on?
But
what is your projection?
Raleigh, somebody must also question about this, Her growth projection was what, 1 to 2%?
Yeah, that can work again.
So if your growth projection was 1 to 2% with 14 parish firing, and now you have only 7 parish firing maybe for the next 8 months to a year, how are you going to get that growth, even that growth, plus more that is needed?
Yeah, man.
But Raleigh?
All those questions are relevant because you carry a higher debt load now. You almost have $1 trillion more in the debt load.
Are they willing, Raleigh, to now turn to the culture and the creative industry to see growth?
Well, the question of ask her if that is a part of the National Economic Recovery Plan.
No.
That's a question that you need to answer.
What I need somebody to ask her if she's aware that the culture and the creative industry can bring in billions of US dollars annually to grow the economy. I want somebody to ask her if they are aware of that fact, that possibility stands. And even with Hurricane Melissa, that has increased our potential in the culture and the creative industry. Where are we going?
Yep, she need to explain all of that tomorrow.
Ralston, I see people celebrating the loan. I think it's
but we have to remind them that a loan is a loan. It's not a gift. And you don't want to take on unnecessary loans.
You can celebrate. You can celebrate a loan in a rally. If you're getting a loan to do an investment that you believe is going to do wonders and make you big profits, then you celebrate that loan, don't?
Yeah, but we not celebrate a loan if me mash up my house.
That's what I'm coming to know.
Yeah.
Because this loan, as I said earlier, is not really an investment loan. It's a build back loan, a rebuilding.
It's to rebuild what you destroyed. So you put yourself and your next generation under unnecessary burden because you could have avoided that. You could have avoided that burden. So me not celebrate that because a loan and money that you borrow, and you have to go work harder, and the next generation have to go work harder to pay it back.
You know who explained that best when me ever hear Ralston? Prime Minister Andrew Holness. The man gave the best explanation when the man said 2010.
Yep.
There were 2 earthquakes. A 0.7 earthquake hit Haiti and a 0.87 hit Chile. The Prime Minister said less than 800 people died in Chile. with a bigger earthquake. And over 300,000 died in Haiti with a smaller earthquake. And the Prime Minister went on to explain infrastructure.
Why?
He explained why and talk about the quality of the infrastructure.
Correct.
Prime Minister, you had promised 10,000 social housing. I am saying to you that at least 3,000 of that to the building on West is 3,000 less house with a mash up. So I don't know.
Let me tell you something. For the two of them, J. Arthur Brown, the man who is widely reputed to be Jamaica's greatest central banker, in 1992, he told me, Ralston, it's always nice when you get money for borrow. You when the problem come, when you need to pay it back.
So how is Jamaica going to pay back this loan rally?
That is what Favour Williams must tell us tomorrow.
May I ask you now? Help Favour, how?
Well, the only way we'll be able to pay back this money if we use it for the right purposes, increase production and productivity, both for the domestic and export markets. So that would mean you have to invest more in agriculture. You have to invest more in the rural infrastructure network. So we're talking about bridge, we're talking about road. You have to invest more in education. The man also give them a grant for investing in research and development and new technology. You have to make sure that the energy grid come back as quickly as possible. You have to invest in a renewable energy. When you bring back the energy grid, you have to make sure that the LNG now come off on a ship in the ocean, where you have to take off of the ocean and put a safe harbor when the hurricane will come. All those things. Yeah. Yep. And the creative industry, you have to invest in the creative industry because all these loans are in foreign exchange and 62% of Jamaica's debt is already in foreign exchange. So you take on more foreign exchange debt, so you need to earn and save more foreign exchange. Simple.
What is our deficit now, Ralston?
The trade deficit was 2.9 billion for the first 7 months of this year.
2.9 billion.
Yeah, man, billion US dollars.
2.9 billion US dollar trade deficit. Meaning,
yeah, man, I remember
we're
tourism
importing what? 2.9 billion more than what we're exporting.
Correct.
So, with that, Ralston, where we'll get the foreign exchange to pay this loan? When we start pay about this money?
Well, that's why we say we don't know the details. We know that the IMF facilities are 5-year facilities. And to get the money, so you have to start pay back. Yep, so we need to hear the terms. We don't hear the terms and conditions yet. But the fact of the matter is that you will need to be earning and saving more foreign exchange in order to pay back these loans.
If you're just joining us, we're talking to Ralston Hyman, the #1 financial analyst anywhere in this side of the world. Yeah? And we're talking about Jamaica's just getting an announcement out of the multilaterals that we will be borrowing about close to $7 billion US dollars, make that over $1 trillion Jamaican dollars to deal with our recovery. The truth is that they said that the damage is $8.8 billion. However, getting this money would be a quick start. Is there any possibility for still a quick start, Ralston?
Yeah, man, because the rapid financing instrument, them distributed as quickly as possible as soon as the team them come down under the assessment. Yeah, so we need the minister to tell us that tomorrow.
But really,
when the team will come down, come meet with her team and all of that.
So we need to know that tomorrow. That's
man,
if you don't tell us, that needs to be asked when the team coming down. But Raleigh, hear my concern. Because some people are rate up this government here. But when you look on the data, me not see the ratings. This government has been unable to spend their capital budget over the last, 10 years, 9 years, 8 years?
Yeah, man. Which is one of the reasons why the damage from the hurricane is so great.
So, if they have been unable to spend that little capital budget, how are they going to spend this money where I come?
Well, all of that the minister needs to tell us tomorrow.
Do they possess the capacity? Do they possess the capacity to spend this money in the time period necessary?
Well, that's a good question that the people need to ask tomorrow. What will change in order to allow you to spend the money on time? What is it that you are going to do with the procurement process? Are you going to go to emergency procurement? And if so, what is it that you are going to do to prevent corruption and inefficiency? All those questions need to be answered.
I see problem. I don't know if you see it. Them say we preach doom and gloom, but I see problem.
Yeah, man. And that is why a broad-based national committee is important.
What would that broad-based committee do now with this in this environment?
Well, they do the monitoring, just like how EPOC monitored Peter Phillips and he subjected himself to the monitoring. He never raised no objection. That is how people like Keith Duncan and Richard Biles and the man get famous, you know.
Yes.
You have to continue to remind the public about that.
And that came out of the GLP crashing the economy.
The economy,
in 2008, coming up to and 2012.
Yeah. So the willingness of the IMF and the multilaterals to engage us now had to do with Peter Phillips' faithful sticking to the conditions in 2013 to 16.
And putting in the law that certain things couldn't go AY, and that is what kept this administration in line.
Yeah, they inherited that. And then they want to take the praise for it.
And the only thing that they have done different is pay more than they need to pay upon the debt.
And then crash the country because of the weak infrastructure and then go back to borrow now and put us back where we are coming from.
So somebody tell the Prime Minister this. We at Portland Spice TV, we are saying that, Prime Minister, it's your fault why don't our West mash up so bad.
Yep.
It's a lack of investing in the infrastructure. Why don't our West mash up so bad, Mr. Prime Minister?
Right.
Yes.
We can tell the trolls that the data is there to prove that the multilateral agency said the bulk of the damage that was done is to infrastructure.
How much the government spend on that kind of infrastructure over the last 10 years?
Very little.
What was the spend?
Because the capital budget is always inadequate, and I'm always spend less than the inadequate capital budget. Never. And Nigel Clark always has a boy, and the procurement process causes it.
But Ralston,
and then them overpay the debt.
If you come in a government in 2016 and you see a procurement system, and for 10 years you can't master, no, you don't have to fix it. Ralston, if we are drive a vehicle and it are pulled to a certain side and it are to behave a certain way, we decide to we are drive it. After you drive for 20 minutes, you conquer that, you know. So you are going to say to me that this government coming up power come see a procurement system. Them not do nothing to fix it. After 10 years at it, them can't conquer it. Man, no incompetent. Something wrong with you know.
Incompetence or a deliberate strategy.
Tell her. There you go.
Yeah, man.
Or a what, Ralston?
A deliberate strategy to pay the debt faster rather than invest in capital.
And then when you pay the debt faster, Ralston, you're paying off the bankers, which some of them are local bankers, don't?
Yeah, man.
Does that look good, Ralston? For you paying off the banks?
Well, the hurricane came and showed that it not look good. You see the devastation.
But something else funny about it that I have been looking at all this time, you know. Every time we talk about this argument here, the Fitz-Jackson bill come back to me.
Yeah, man.
And then the other day, certain utterances were made by a banker who say, them are the central bank are pushed too far, push down the regulation them too fast on the banks.
Yeah, man.
And then remember, the central bank has lowered interest rate and the commercial bank, them not budge.
Yeah, man. Remember that man is also a JLP senator.
But Ralston, when Fitz-Jackson went to the parliament and said,
every man vote against it on the opposition, on the government side.
But I want to tell the people what Fitz-Jackson wanted. Fitz-Jackson was saying that the bank should not charge us a fee to deposit with money in the bank. Fitz-Jackson was saying that the bank should not charge us a fee to withdraw with money from the bank. Jackson was saying that the bank shouldn't charge you a fee for check with balance. And that Jackson that's saying,
Yeah, and why I'm saying that? The reason why I'm saying that is that banks in Jamaica have the highest spread in the world. The difference between the lending rate and the deposit rate. So what the man said, that money should have come out of the difference.
But the GLP MPs,
every man vote against him,
voted for the banks. And I've been saying this to the people of Jamaica. How can you all be going around and praising a set of people who voted against you? Every time you look on your bank statement and see the cost for a lodgement and the cost for a withdrawal, the GLP insists that you pay that when they could have said no.
Yep.
People don't talk about these things, Raleigh.
These
things don't get talked about.
Them things.
And then people run off their mouth and say who this and who that.
Yeah, man. They're just being emotional, partisan rather than Jamaican.
My God. Well, Raleigh, tomorrow is a day that we've been looking forward to.
Yeah, man.
Why is what favor are going to tell us tomorrow, Raleigh? Tell us again.
The same thing we just talked about. What me want to hear her talk about? Because I don't want she tell you what she want to tell me, and then I answer a question, and then them turn off the mic, them and all of them today. The question she must answer. Why is it that you have been missing in action for so long? Are you the finance minister or the prime minister is the finance minister? Because normally when those things are done, the application is made by the finance minister and the governor of the Bank of Jamaica. We have experience in them today, so we know that. What's the new debt to GDP ratio? What's the economic recovery plan? Is it that you're going to use part of the money that you get from the multilaterals to put the full rehabilitation necessary for the JPS grid?
You see that question, Raleigh? You see that is one that must drop, you know. Because let me just say to you, I spoke to Philip Paulwell Saturday morning. And one of the things that Philip said Saturday morning is that JPS is not going to source a dollar. Because
the majority shareholders,
they can't. What Philip is saying, you know, with 2 years left on JPS license, why would JPS?
They're not going to share it. No, they're not going to do that. But when they say JPS, you have to remember, say the majority stakeholders and government is a stakeholder.
Yes. So the Marabinis and the East-West will not go look no money.
No.
So
they can't get money for 2 years. Yeah.
So the government, we want to know.
Two options. They have two options. We want to know which one they might exercise.
What are the two options?
One, they have to give the man them more time so the man them can bring in some funds, or they have to take it over themselves. So we want to answer that question.
And
which option they might take? Yeah.
And we are suggesting that you extend the man them license.
Yep.
Because we don't want to hear. Maybe them hear the 7 billion and say we're reaching a rally. I might just, you know, man, love big up them chests and we're not backing up. Not backing up. Yep. We said this.
Yep. That's why the question must be answered. Asked and answered.
Why was it the Minister of Energy that announced the loan to JPS instead of the Finance Minister?
She's still the Finance Minister, so the Prime Minister applies to the multilateral. And the Minister of Finance tell us about JPS. What about you? Are you just a figure? We need to know.
See? Yep. I want to hear what are the plans going forward because I'm still a young man and I am concerned now about where Jamaica is going to go. I am very concerned. I want to live on an island where the economy is growing.
Yeah, man.
I want to hear about
what is the National Economic Recovery Plan
and the growth strategy.
Yeah, man.
Want to hear about the growth strategy. What are the projects and programs that you are going to put in place to ensure growth?
Yep.
If you're not telling about no growth, And
It don't make no sense.
that is the thing we need to start talking about in a rally. That's the buzzword, you know. If you all were chatting
Yeah,
about
man.
growth, how are you going to grow the economy? How
Yeah,
we are
man,
going to
you have more
start
debt.
see the closing of
Since-
that trade deficit?
Yeah, man, and since the debt to GDP ratio is their anchor, if you borrow more money, you have to grow faster. So we need to know what is the growth strategy and what kind of growth rate you're looking at, because that is going to be the anchor for bringing the debt to GDP back in line.
All right, Raleigh, I was
So we need to know.
about to let you go, but a couple of people, because Neville bring up FinSac. And I thought I did a good job of explaining FinSac. But they want to hear you tell Neville what FinSac was, how FinSac came about.
All right, that's kind of irrelevant still. But
I think so too.
again.
Because, as I said, I thought I did a good job explaining it, but obviously not.
Yeah, man. Totally irrelevant. But we could go back in it again.
Yeah.
In 1989, we started to liberalize the economy, right? Under instructions from the same IMF, World Bank, IDB, the Washington Consensus. So, see, I started the program, yeah? Omar Davies came in, continued the program. The country never have no reserves, minus $500 million. The Banking Act, which Omar Davies upgraded, wasn't firm enough at that time to deal with them. So we had banks and building societies, dime a dozen. Yeah, when them tell us and force us to move the controls from foreign exchange, the dollar dropped from 7 to the US1 to 21 to the US1 after Mr. Siaga go over the Bank of Jamaica and tell the people that the exchange rate of a bus became at a bogus exchange rate at 550 to 1. Right? It wasn't a market determined rate. So all that took place, all hell break loose. The banks, as usual, exploited the situation. Yeah, so them have one man have the same collateral at 50 different banks. The banks also invested taxpayers' money and build all kind of building, Crown Plaza up in a Constant Spring, the Guardian building, the Neutral Life building, all them things there. And then when they run out of money, then go to the BOJ and borrow money from the BOJ at that time. So we see it started with Blaze Trust and Merchant Bank, Desmond Panton, then we see Central National Bank, then we see the Eagle Group, all those things go down with a whole lot of the Bank of Jamaica money because them tie up the people's money in a building. When they put your money in a bank, right, you have different kind of deposits. You have demand deposits, which means that you can't put my money there so now I'll come back for it the next 10 minutes. When the people them come back for their money, they don't have no money because all of the money tie up in all kind of something. You have people right across the board, even in government right now, we borrow money and never pay it back. So all them things they cause the FinSac thing to take up. FinSac wasn't the problem. FinSac was the vehicle that was created by Omar Davies in 1997, January, headed by Dr. Bannock. And what they must do is to take the bad debts from the banks and take the assets and sell the assets in order to get back the taxpayers' money. Nobody lost their money during FinSac. Everybody get back their money and their insurance policy. The taxpayers had to hug up $140 billion, or 40% of GDP in losses. But despite FinSac by 2007, and we need them people, especially the trolls, Neville and them man, to explain this to the public. The debt to GDP ratio was 262% in 1989. How come off of FinSac, Omar Davies get it down to 115%? The last time the economy grew by 3% was in 2007. Inflation was 5% in 2007. Unemployment was 9%. Poverty was 9%. That's the last time we get 3% growth. What happened after 2007? JLP come in 2012. Debt gone up to 147% of GDP. Reserves dropped from $2.4 billion to under $1 billion. The current account deficit jumped to 13% of GDP. The fiscal deficit 6.75% of GDP. The overall public sector deficit 10.75% of GDP. And Jamaica get locked out of the international capital market after taking $2.4 billion from the IMF and never did anything that they were supposed to do. Peter Phillips have to walk with him resignation every single day. Imam Posha have to go to Maxine Waters and Black Caucus to get them to help us. And that is how EPOC was created. Simple. That's the story.
So,
you want more than that?
There you have it. And I went further, Ralston, because I tell them that one of the problem was when people get loan with collaterals whenever ready. When
But
people
that
borrow,
you have man have the same collateral as 50 different banks.
and people borrow 30 million US dollars and say they forgot.
Yeah, man. People in government borrow money. Government now and government before borrowed money and not pay it back. And that is why you can't get no FinSac report. In short, that's the main thing we have to say. How come the JLP not power for 14 years and then can't release no FinSac report? After all of this thing about releasing FinSac report. And the man who them target as the victim, him right and tell the observers so the best solution is for the JLP administration to release the FinSac report.
Them can't release it.
Yeah, precisely. Because and them know why them can't release it. So I foolishness that. But I come with that, nigga.
Raleigh,
Yeah.
tomorrow we're looking forward to Minister Favour Williams.
Yeah, man.
Give thanks, my brother. We'll talk. Well, where is the dollar today? You said the dollar gained 15 cents today.
$161.05. Yeah, on the news that they might get money to borrow from international sources. It means more foreign exchange for the BOJ will flow.
And you think that what the minister will say tomorrow will spur a little more confidence if she said the right things?
Well, if she said the right thing, I make any sense. I'll answer the question then.
Thank you, my brother. One love. We'll talk.
All right. Listen. Yeah,
man.
Cool.
Ralston, I man. The best. The best. Round here, so. Like it or not. Like him or not. There's nobody better around here than Ralston, I man. When it comes to analyzing the economy around here that we really need to analyze from time to time and ensure that we are keeping the people honest. Keeping the people honest. It's critical. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Hello? Hello?
Good evening, Mr. Bell.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Mr. Harmon a question, but you tell him off.
What is the question? Let me write it down.
Yeah. I want to ask all the excitement about...
Hold on, caller. You have me on speaker? Take me off of the speaker.
No, I have been on...
Yeah, man, take out the headpiece because it made the thing sounds very hollow. Go ahead with the question.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Go ahead with the question.
Yeah, the excitement about the insurance.
Yes.
I'm not here to think about that no more.
The insurance money at chicken feeding.
Oh.
The insurance money at chicken feeding, my brother, to what we need right now.
Yeah, because I was wondering, what happened there. All the excitement about that.
You see, GPS I take with that from way.
Oh, man.
GPS, the government has already confirmed that they offered GPS 150 million US dollars in loan, 24 billion Jamaican dollars in loan, while GPS needs 60 billion dollars to restore electricity to the entire island. And
all right,
we are challenging all of the GLP trolls them. All I know where I run off on the mouth. Call this program and let's have a reasoning. Call, no disrespect. I will give you time to speak.
Well, really, I'm not a party supporter. I'm a Jamaica supporter, so, and I want the best for my country, you know.
Me going to politics to help Jamaica. That's why me get involved in our politics. Because the only way you can help this country.
That. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Somebody says, Shaka.
Anyway, thank you.
Blessings, my brother.
Thank you anyway. You're listening.
876-804-7072. Shaka, the finance minister will not be able to answer any question because the prime minister is going to write the topic to discuss. But she's going to be speaking in a segment called Statement by Ministers. And they turn off the instrument in the background. And the other members of parliament, especially from the opposition side and backbenchers, will be able to ask questions. Go ahead, caller.
Good evening again, Colin. Good evening, listeners. Yes.
Blessings.
Colin, with
Yes.
this money, borrowing 3 times what has ever borrowed before, there must be questions asked on how this money will be managed. And PMP must not let up on all the necessary things that must be in place to
It is.
so that accountability can be adhered to with this money being using, because remember, this is gonna take generation to pay back this money.
You better know.
And by their fruits you shall know them. And we know the fruits that the government has bear. They're not good fruits. The sticky fingers. And this is why Jamaica is in the mess that it is in right now. Because persons keep using money free-handedly for different reasons and no accountability. And the Prime Minister himself has done these things, so, and this is why he could not speak to any member of his government concerning this issue. And we cannot sit idly and allow something like this to happen again. The eager eyes have to be on them, whether they want it, yes or no. And we don't care if they want to fly up like cockroaches. We are going to defend Jamaica, the cause of Jamaica, and to grow the economy and to build back. It can happen, but with good usage and balancing of the funds. Colin, listen. I talked to a member of family today. That member family is not even 40 years old yet and is doing well in America. And wish that she could have come to Jamaica and invest. And when she heard about SSL, she changed her mind. She said, no, I work hard for my money. I said, you know where she's investing now? In Ghana.
Ghana, Africa.
Yes, Ghana. And a lot of people are going different countries, finding different ways, because there's a lot of people here who wants to go home, who wants to spend their money, would like to invest in their country.
I know.
How can they do that when you have a bank like NCB scraping out people money, no answers, SSL, another Ponzi scheme here, there, and everywhere, and the Prime Minister says nothing? How can something like this happen and he don't want you to open your mouth? He's going to tell you that he will war. He will war you. How can something like this happen? Then you come in like you never worked in your life before, because everything is gone. It's mad. People want to come to invest in their country. Well, how can they with a government like that? To be honest, we call it thief, because it's white collar crime they are committing out there, putting the money here and putting the money here and there and there. This time, it's going to be accountable whether they want it, yes or no. We don't care whether they want to open them out wide. We are going to do what we have to the people. Wake up.
I want to say something to you, Carla.
Coffee.
I want to say something to you.
Wake up and smell the coffee. It's your generation coming down the line who has nothing to do with this. We'll have to pay it back. Remember that.
Well, I want to say this to you,
Carla.
Carla.
Will not be better.
Carla.
All right, thank you, Colin.
Blessings. It is not just the PNP that must hold the government accountable. All Jamaicans must come together and hold the government accountable. I want to make an announcement at this time to all and sundry that if you had planned to come to Jamaica and you had planned to go down to the west, don't change your plans. Come to Jamaica and come to Portland. Portland is open and we have lots of natural attractions here. Come to Portland, you can go to Boston Beach, it's open every day. You can go to Reach Falls, it's open. No, I think there's a day when Reach Falls is not open. But except for that one day of the week, Reach Falls is open. Rafting on the Rio Grande. It is awesome. Come to Portland and go rafting on the Rio Grande. Come eat some jerk pork up at Boston. Boston Beach is $500 to go in. from 10 o'clock until 5 o'clock in the evening. After that, you can go in. Also, the Blue Lagoon, you can go visit the Blue Lagoon. Just that the boat ride is not back yet, but I was told by the MP that he's working on getting the boat ride at Blue Lagoon back up and running, because the man who used to sail the boat down on the sea, they were stopped from sailing the boat and the raft on the sea. Nobody now asks me about that. Yeah, the man them down at Blue Lagoon people used to go and them go up on the raft, and the man them raft them down to Pelou Island and back up. That has been stopped for a couple of years now. Yeah? But the MP tell me say I work on it, because that is an attraction that people loved. It's an attraction that the men at Blue Lagoon used to make good money from. I was also told to tell you that None Such Falls is up and running. If you are an hiker and you love nature, None Such Falls is up. So we're inviting the world to come to Portland. And it's an easy drive up to Bath Fountain down at St. Thomas, where you can go down a bath, go get dip in the mineral water. I just want to say to the people in a Bath Fountain, on a behavior, a turn off people. So, me ask the item up a Bath Fountain for tone down the aggression and the rushing of people when people come to, so how the raft man them to make money. Yeah. You not ask me about that. You ask me about Boston Beach. Boston Beach is open to the public every day. Clean, nice. We provide proper bathroom facility. We provide shower, a clean environment, lifeguard, all there at Boston Beach. The man them used to sail them raft, go down the channel there. Proper money them used to make. That was stopped. That was stopped. Who stopped them? The powerful. The powerful. Hold on, but I'm not tell you about all of the attraction them. You can go up to Moortown. Go get a taste of the maroon village up there. And that's one of the things where we want to build out a proper maroon village in Moortown. It's a proper attraction. But remember now, up that side you have the Blue and Drancro Mountain Range. We need to get back the tour through Buff Bay to Blue Mountain. So it doesn't have to be any spill out. I'm calling on the Minister of Tourism to start selling Portland on the ships that are coming to Ochi and Falmouth, because when the road was in worse condition, buses used to take people from the ships in Ochi to come rafting on the Rio Grande to come do things in Portland. All of a sudden, to stop that because whole heap of things make up. Bring back Portland in the thing, Mr. Tourism Minister. We have attractions. Not sure what is happening with Somerset Falls right now, but I'm going to find out the full detail on Somerset Falls. So come to Portland. We are open. Let me tell you this. Life is good. And it is good when you are at peace with yourself. We know, and it's a real recognized real, Ralston Hyman, myself, Simon Kraskill, Conrad O'Brien, Winfred Rattigan, and all of them man there. A good we want to see for Jamaica. We want to see good happening at Jamaica. We want to see Jamaica rise. And I'm saying to the Prime Minister, the Minister of Tourism, the Minister of Commerce, Minister of Culture, that the culture and the creative industry, the culture and the creative industry and our creatives here have the capacity to grow the Jamaican economy. You hear me? We have the capacity to grow this economy. And what I will tell you, the fastest way I see this economy can grow right now is for major investment in the culture and the creative industry. That will bring the kind of US dollars into the Jamaican economy. Mr. Prime Minister, invest 45 to 50 billion Jamaican dollars in the culture and the creative industry. Invest that over 3 years. And I guarantee you, by year 3, going into the end of year 4, we are looking upon $7 billion, $7 billion coming in to Jamaica annually from the culture and the creative industry. We know how to do it. And that's in your that can happen in this term, Mr. Prime Minister. And then 10 to 15 years after that, we're looking at $30 billion annually coming in from the culture and the creative industry. Up to 2022, Mexico was making $15 billion. The United States, $750 billion from the culture and the creative industry. The United Kingdom was making 120 billion pounds from the culture and the creative industry. India was making $125 billion annually from this sector. So me I tell you now that the possibilities are endless and we can make it happen. But the Prime Minister have to be willing and ready. Have to be willing. Can't be that you don't have no idea and you just sit down and I make the country a run aground, and we've been telling you a long time. Conrad O'Brien, Wagwan.
Hey, Colin, my brother.
You're live on the air. Where I say?
Me there, me there. I listen, I burn some fire and I listen to Iron Rally. I speak truth to power as we do, no matter who the guy is.
That is it. The truth and nothing but the truth. So help us, God.
Absolutely. You know, Colin, let me hear all the viewers and listeners to Portland Spice TV. Colin, listen. Today I had an interview with Stacey Knight, you know, and boy, it was revealing. A number of persons called Colin and both on and off here and said, boy, they really benefited because they weren't aware as to the information. I must tell you that even one of your regular caller actually called me and said, boy, he thought that once the court said that, you know, rule in favor of Buck and the 8, then it would be over and the Prime Minister would be out of Parliament.
But it couldn't be. It couldn't be. The thing in the court is an appeal from the election court, from the election petition.
Yeah,
so if the court rule in favor of Buck, it goes back to that court to do what that court must do.
Absolutely, to the election court. But that's the point I'm making, Colin, that what we seek to do, you know, is really give information out there, because somebody, and this person, I would not describe him as a novice, so to speak, but in truth and in fact, he weren't aware. So can you imagine how many people, and I must confess, a lot of people believe that this is how it is. So I just said that in passing, Colin, but the real question that I really wanted to ask Raleigh and to put out there so the people can mull over it. The devastation that we have seen of Jamaica through the lack of investment of the government in the infrastructure. Who benefited from the over-aggressive paying down of the debt of Jamaica who
Obi,
really and truly
you see,
benefited from that. We know for sure
you see that
that
question,
it was
Obi?
something.
You see that question? You see that question?
Yes.
Is
Yes.
something that needs to be investigated, not even just interrogate, but investigate properly. Because I can't see it. Somebody must be getting some kickback somewhere.
Boy, Colin, it boggles the mind because here it is. You want to go, you should be going for growth. As we opine over and over and over and over, that listen, the fastest way to move the Jamaican economy or to move an economy forward is really to invest in mega infrastructural programs. And we could have invest in quite a few of those programs, Colin, our infrastructure, including a major hub, which is our education sector in terms of our school plants. We saw what happened with a number of our school plants, Colin, that were used for shelter.
Yes.
And those shelter themselves needed a shelter.
Hallelujah. Tell her.
You know, so I don't know, Colin. I don't know. And Raleigh put some very, very interesting thing on the platform in terms of question that he would like to hear. Ask tomorrow in the parliament and for the minister to address them, Colin. So too, and it's just such a sad situation, Colin, that a number of us are not getting the people who we're paying to come on programs to basically answer questions. I have been trying ad nauseum, and I know that the surrogates listening. I have been trying ad nauseum, and indeed I spoke to Minister Green this morning. I spoke to him this morning. During the conversation, the call dropped. So I was trying to confirm him to come on with me today. And, I don't get him. I've been trying ever since, just before I come on here with you. I have called him. I haven't gotten through to him. But I believe, Colin, that right now, there are some serious questions that needed to be answered, Colin. Because here it is. We have a number of farmers who their entire field was destroyed. However, in some part of the country, their homes weren't damaged, really, too tough, but the fields were basically torn apart. How many of those farmers, small, medium, or whoever, how many of them have we now 5 weeks on after Melissa start to rehabilitate? So we could even see, for example, vegetable back in the on the shelves for say the Christmas season. How many of them?
Obi.
Those are some questions that we want to put. Yes.
Let me show you something. I have been on the ground here in Portland, and the amount of people where beg me a bag of fertilizer. That should not be the case. Rather should be on the ground in places like Portland where we say we're not getting a whole heap of damage. Right? To ensuring that the farmers are out there. Farmers shouldn't have space to beg no fertilizer. Them should have get fertilizer. Them should have get seeds. Them should have get the attention, and they are not getting it.
That's the point, Colin. And these are the questions that we want to put to the minister. We want to also say to the minister that, listen, the agency under you are not operating efficiently. Is it because they have not been given the resources to operate efficiently? And I'm talking about the agency that you just mentioned, RADA, for example.
Yeah.
Because if RADA have nothing to give to the people, they can't give anything. So we want to ask the minister, what is the situation there? What's the lay of the land? This is it's simple information we want in a Colin.
Let me tell you something.
We want information.
Obi, one of the questions.
Yes, sir.
One of the questions that I want somebody to ask the minister tomorrow. Why would the Jamaican government in this time be importing container houses into Jamaica using money that we could use to kickstart our economy by building concrete houses for the people who intend to build houses for. What sense does that make in a time like this, that we're going to strengthen somebody else's economy when ours need that kind of input? Why would we do that?
Excellent question, Colin. And I must say that for those of us who have to look at the paper or, choose to do so, the front page of the Gleaner today, the president of the Jamaica Master Builders Association, Mr. Mullins, he weighed in. And they are basically, the Jamaica contractors are basically asking for a piece of the pie with these container houses, and they want better and further particular as to how our local builders are going to be a part of this. And it's a glorious opportunity, in my view, Colin, to basically pivot from the container houses and really and truly bring in our builders association and so on, and get real house, permanent house on the ground for our people, Colin. We are joking, and again, I am saying this, that I am not saying that the opposition not doing their work. As a matter of fact, I think they are doing their work. But Colin, I believe that we can see a little bit more stridency, and I believe some more, much more punching and pointing questions need to be asked in the parliament. And I'm watching tomorrow to see if we will get that from the opposition. The opposition is 28 strong, and they must stand up and be counted in a chorus.
Pointed questions should be asked tomorrow. Everybody know that is the finance minister coming. So we expect to see Julian in full flight. Full flight.
And we know he can.
Putting
we know
the
he
questions
can.
here.
Can.
Because, Obi, it pains my heart to hear people defending container house. And it seems to me like these labor rights will defend any rubbish that the government put forward. How could you at a time like this miss an opportunity to spend $10-15 billion in those areas that have been affected to ramp up the economy, give the people hope, bring life, spend $10-15 billion in 3 months in there and lively up at the place? You want to send that money to somewhere else to buy container house that the Prime Minister says some will last 2 years and some 10 years. What garbage. Loan up a truck and go dump you out.
Colin.
Hold on there, Obi. Hold on, Obi. Let me take a call.
Go ahead.
Let me take another call here. Hold on. 876-804-7072. Good evening.
Yeah.
Blessings. Yeah, man. Go ahead, caller.
You know why you people continue telling lies and our honorable Prime Minister and we the labor rights?
Hold on. You say we're telling lies?
Yeah. Let me tell you why.
Hold on a little bit. The first thing, we not tell lie over here, but go ahead.
Because the things that our Prime Minister and we the labor right do, we ourselves don't believe it's true, Colin. So it must be lies. So if you talk about what we do, you must be telling lies. And the reason why we are going to do the
hold on, caller. Hold on. Obi. Hold on, Obi. I not hear you. Hold on. Yeah, caller, go ahead.
And the reason why we are going to do the trailer house instead of the shell you're talking about, Mr. Bell.
Yeah.
Remember, the shells can't move, After you put them down, they have to stay there. So we don't
it's a permanent
care about
house.
the money gonna waste. when we want the land, how we gonna move the shell?
What you
When
mean
we
when you
put the container house, Mr. Bell, when we're ready for the land, we can move them.
what you mean ready for the land? But you're going to give the people them land.
No, we don't give people land, Mr. Bell. And let me tell you the next thing about us. We are a look good government, you know. We want to be look good.
You're a look good government.
Yeah, we want to be look good. So you see, if something come about and it could take 100,000 to fix the problem, we prefer to spend 500,000 to look good.
Oh, so you don't want to fix
We're
the
not
problem.
gonna accept. No, we're not gonna accept our fault. That's how we look at things. But I want to hear Ralston. I'm looking at Ralston from a taller time. Only thing where I am, I can't get him on YouTube and the app sometime it keep on cutting off. And you know, you have any special time to be to be at your business place, because when we never close to you, I swing by there.
Well, I did it all the while, you know, but I can't tell you exactly when it is that I am going to be there. But I am there from time to time. Obi.
Yeah, man, we are a look good people, man, and we like to look good. So we ourselves don't believe the things we do. So if you gonna talk about the things we do, it's going to be a lie. You're telling a lie. So you think on these things. Yeah.
Big up yourself, my brother. One love. I don't know, I lose Obi a while ago, trying to get him back. 876-804-7072. That's the number to call. Right here on Portland Spice TV. Let's see if I can bring back Obi on the line. Why? Not connecting? Why you not connecting? Had somebody. Trying to bring back Obi on the line. I know. Alright, see. We lost that. Obi? Hold on for me, brother. Hold on. I'm trying to get you on a line that is different from the one that the callers call on. Obi.
Yes.
Yes, man. I want to get you on a line where the callers are not on a different line. So the 876-804-7072 is free for who want to call. But Obi, we're looking at the finance minister for tomorrow. We put some questions on the table for questions that we hope will be asked by members of the opposition. Good evening, caller. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Hi, Colin.
Yes,
well,
sir.
I was just listening to that caller. Here, the man said, Colin. Well, the man says here, Colin. The man said, we don't believe what we do. When you tell them, say you do it, so them do it.
Yeah, they don't believe.
That makes sense.
Well, he was being facetious. Facetious. All right, my brother. Blessings.
Yeah, man. Cool.
Obi, $1 trillion we're borrowing. How are we going to pay about that money?
Well, Colin put it this way. A number of ideas have been posited. For example, you just talk about how we can move the economy forward through the orange economy.
Yes.
We have also a positive idea as to how we can restart the Jamaican economy in a big way by really going into true infrastructure investment, you know, to include in the early stage the rebuilding of the houses for the people.
Yes.
So if we get those things going and really start to get the Jamaican economy on an upward trajectory, then certainly we have a glimmer of hope there. But suffice it to say, as it is right now, Colin, we're not seeing those level of thinking coming through from this administration. You're also, Colin, talk about the idea putting forward in terms of questions tomorrow. And we talk about the container houses and so on.
Yes.
I would like to hear from the opposition tomorrow their definite position on rehousing the people of the West, so to speak, right? Rehousing the people. Are they in support of the container houses? Are they looking at a different alternative? Are they now encouraging the government to dust off what had started in the 70s, the thing, their program that we talk about? Oh my goodness, forgot the name of it now. The sites and service program that they start, that was about in the 70s and so on, to really give our people proper housing, and also encourage the government to really and truly look at the whole business of true land tenure and so on for our people. We would like to hear those kind of discussion in the parliament tomorrow.
But remember, Obi, hold on. Oh, because it
Mhm.
won't be a discussion. The only person will get to speak for about 5 minutes. They might give him a little bit more, because I suspect that they are going to ask for the standing orders to be relaxed so as to allow the Minister of Finance to talk for about 2 hours. I am estimating that she's going to speak for about 2 hours. Yes, facetious. That's the word I was trying to call. So for about 2 hours, facetious, yes. For about 2 hours, she's going to talk tomorrow, and then the speaker is going to be the star of the show after that.
But Colin, I am humbly submitting, because we know that they're listening. I'm humbly submitting that tomorrow there is a little bit of room, wiggle room, give to persons who will be asking questions. Because, Colin, at this time, you can't just come and just ask a question. Every person must have a sort of run up, a sort of build up to the question. So people are going to have a little bit of suggestion here. It cannot be a hard and fast, Colin. It is not normal times that we are living in.
But I tell you what is going to happen.
I
tell you what is going to happen. If you see the deputy speaker in the chair, then you could expect that leeway. But if the boss lady takes her seat tomorrow, she's going to star.
And you know, I'm going to tell you something. I am more optimistic that if the boss lady get into the chair tomorrow, you will have more of a wiggle room. The boss lady has been schooled by Dayton, when Dayton remind her that his mother is in St. Anne and other things. And I believe that she recognized that, listen, she have to give a little. So I am more optimistic. I'm seeing Leroy Clark coming across more draconian and even more crabby than the speaker, than Mrs. Wallace. I'm telling the truth.
Well, we look forward to that tomorrow. And the questions, we expect them to be sharp. Ralston gave a list of questions that he would love to have asked. Do you have any OB that you have not heard us put forward as yet that you'd want to put out there?
Well, Colin, they are pretty much concerned with the question. It's pretty much the similar questions that we have. You know, chief among them. Why has she stayed so long?
I don't think that question is relevant. You know,
who's the prime minister?
Obi, that question I don't think is relevant. Why she takes so long to come? She got just use that to try this somebody. Don't give her that opportunity. Don't ask her that. I don't want nobody ask her that. I don't think so.
All right. Well, maybe we can really ask.
You have in a headset, Obi? You have in a headset? Or you have up on speaker?
You hearing me better now?
Yeah, man, because the volume go and come if you have us on speaker or headset.
All right, good. So I was just saying, Colin, that pretty much the question that really out there, I think that those are questions that I really concur with, because it's the same question that's really on my lips, you know?
All right.
So I would just want to see. But as a last thing I said, I really expect from the opposition side to really and truly go at some very pointed question tonight. I think we have put a lot out there. Persons should be writing down and basically take some of those questions to the Parliament tomorrow.
Let's go to the
Colin,
phone line.
let me also
hold on, Obi. Obi, hold on. I have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Okay. Good evening. How you doing?
Blessings, man. Give thanks.
Blessings, man. I'm just calling to I heard the previous caller talking about container homes and permanent structures and land and all that. My concern is, did he listen to the structural engineer, the doctor man you had on the program last week?
You mean
what he said about those container homes?
I don't know if him listen. You see, I realize, caller, that these GLP trolls, they agree with any rubbish. It now to make no sense.
Exactly.
Because
exactly
at a time like this, when you need to kickstart your economy, why you going to spend $2-3 billion buy container house? Use that build house them here.
The man basically said last week, we can highlight, remember the conversation like it was yesterday. The man said those container houses are those fall-up houses that can last only 3 to 4 years. The man also says those type of house cannot withstand a Category 3 hurricane. What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these die-hearted labor rights? Why they don't open their mind and think positive and think openly and think 15, 20 years down the road? What is wrong with them?
Hey,
what is wrong with these people?
I give you a joke. I see the one named Cassie. Say names. What's sitting on that wise? What the one who call Cassie? I saw a video with him today saying that the government must move out some of the people out of the area. He's talking evacuation. I said, God good, thank God for Portland Spice TV. He has been watching over here and he has been learning. Yes.
You see thing about it. You see thing about it. A few months ago before the election, me hear you sit down and hear your school shower man just short of admitting to everything that you're saying is right, you know. You have some of them we can think sensibly, but have some of the die-hearted one them. The man basically tell you that these container homes and all, if you put the container home on a concrete structure and anchor it, a Category 3 hurricane can move it.
Yes. And then
so why do they still talking about container homes?
And all of
and
them
the worst thing about it,
all of them attack container house, you know, if them get a choice between a container and a concrete. It's concrete them attack.
Of course. Under them breath behind all this and go take a concrete over container. So why they can't come publicly and say concrete over container?
And the next thing, caller, we're going to use foreign exchange to go buy these container homes. Foreign exchange need right now.
The structural engineer also told you it is more feasible financially to build a concrete structure more than buy a container.
Yes.
You're saving close to $800 to $1 million with your idea that you put to the man. And the container house will then go procure, buy, ship, come clear Jamaica and put on the foundation. It is going to cost a close to $600,000 less than the container if you put the structure. So people really are planning to build boardhouse and concrete after then see what going on Jamaica the 20th of October. You really think boardhouse and container and fall-up house after when you see going on Jamaica October 28th? What is wrong with these people on foresight?
Later, my
but
brother.
They don't have no foresight.
Later. Respect and thanks for the call.
Blessings, my brother.
One love. Hold on, Obi. Hold on. Yes, caller. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Go ahead, Obi.
Yeah, man. As I run, I tell you, Colin, that you say we have to go down the middle and something. While we know that it is the government call to make the decision as to what they do ultimately because they control the purse string, I am saying that it is important for us to hear from Her Majesty or His Majesty loyal opposition tomorrow in the Parliament, what are their take on these container homes as well? We need to hear from them to find out, are they in support of it, or are they supporting the view that people like yourself and I, and of course the structural engineer, Dr. Burgess, have been putting out there? We need to know.
And that's why, Obi,
I just want to close by, sorry, Colin, I just want to close by saying that I'm hoping to get Dr. Burgess tomorrow on my program so he can basically spread the information as far and as wide as possible. So, we want to get him to continue the discourse there.
All right, my brother, give thanks.
Blessings. Yeah, all the best.
One of the questions that we are submitting, strongly submitting, why should the government use well-needed foreign exchange to buy 5,000 container houses when we can use that money to deliver the same amount of dwellings at a faster pace while kickstarting the Jamaican economy with that money? Why should we import, hence widening the trade deficit, when we can use that money to build structures here that are more sightly, more durable, and more cost-effective, and will give that whoop, that boost that the economy down our West need. Building 5,000 structures in 3 months or 2 months will ripe up the West again, bring back life to the West, Mr. Prime Minister. Do not use NHT money to buy container house. Build proper houses for the people them down there. The people them were living at the school them now. Use up the Greenfield Stadium down at Trelawney. Put some people there. Identify them land. Commit them shelter we are build. Put them at Braco Village and build out. Good evening, caller.
Good evening.
Blessings.
I just want to weigh in on the thing that the Prime Minister said the other day. I know that's where he said
Me not afraid of nobody.
All right, and not only that, he said that indignity of people are run for food, something like that. Was saying.
Yes, him not like seeing people them are run for food.
I think why he made that statement, he want those people in the West to suffer because they voted for the PNP. So when he see other people run to their rescue, he never like it at all.
No.
That's what I believe. He never like it to other people run to their rescue. He's not doing anything there.
Him the one them bow to him.
Yes, and people and artists and our person just come now and start to help them. So he never like that at all.
I am impressed with the Jamaican spirit, Carl. I'm very impressed with the Jamaican spirit. I'm impressed with my people. I'm impressed with the people in the creative industry, the culture and the creative industry. They showed up for Jamaica. Give thanks to them. Hallelujah.
Yeah, yeah man. So when is he gonna step down? This am I kick him out. I want to know.
Oh.
Andrew, I want to mind next
thing. Just step down. You're living where you living a fairy tale world.
No, I know that the case, the court going to say something the 8th of this month.
Yeah, but the ruling that the court will make on the 8th will not see Andrew resign or step down. If the court even rule in Sir Buck's favor, what it is going to do now is go to the electoral court for a trial, for the evidence to be presented. So then you would have another court date and another ruling. So this ruling, well, Obi just said a while ago that a lot of people don't understand that this ruling can't make Andrew step down or will not say the election is null and void. What this ruling will say, if it rules in favor of Paul Buchanan, it will say that the court erred and they're sending it back, that it go to the electoral court now for the evidence to be presented if there was malfeasance in the last election, and then that court would decide if the election is null and void, if it is going to be run over, or Andrew Holness rightfully win his seat.
Oh, understand. Oh boy, I'm not sure I can take 5 more yet, but all right.
Well, we don't know. We're watching, and then the Prime Minister is making sure that, you see, if this thing you foul up, him a go down for it. Colin, the water truck came to my gate asking if I had water. That's the first from I live on Norwich Heights. And we are saying until the water. So we don't get no water from Hurricane? We don't get no water from Hurricane. Me not get none either, but me have adequate, but me not get none. This morning, me I check out about it. All right, caller, thanks for the call.
Okay.
All right. So, Ralston gave a list of questions, but my question, will the government... Yes, caller.
Other caller there when me hear on the phone at the thought. I hear me call about in narrow-minded.
Which one?
Colored man.
Which one that?
In narrow-minded colored man. A pure color them I use.
Who that? You mean?
Tell them so we not deal with color, you know, we are deal with Jamaica people.
Definitely.
And the people them feel live in a house. Him not live in a container house, you know.
No,
Him a talk about I'm a talk about land. And you not have no land there, land of the Jamaica people.
Yes, the people must get the land.
Give people piece of the land.
Yes,
and you have one whole heap him and Julie.
Tell her.
That the same man where they chat him have film portion and film nice horse funny. But he have narrow-minded. He might want little narrow-minded green color man.
Tell her.
So they can't talk about the people them forget container house. People with them big family can live in a container house, whether they have big family or not. Container house, the money where am I gonna take waste by container house? Take it, buy block, stone and cement and sand and make one good one room with bathroom and kitchen. Give the people them.
Yes, man, I'll give them 1 2 room. Whatever you
and
can, whatever you can afford,
yeah.
give them in concrete.
Yeah, because some of them family are more than 2 3 in one family. So you know you have to go give them 1 2 bedroom.
All right, sir. Blessings, caller. Thanks. We're wrapping up here.
Yeah.
All right. Tomorrow.
But then they're narrow mind too much.
All right. Tomorrow evening, we're going to be here again from 5 o'clock. And we don't know, but we're looking at the parliament tomorrow. The parliament should be very, very interesting tomorrow. And we believe that we're going to come on with them. Once the finance minister ready, I think we're going to take the finance minister tomorrow because it is going to be a storm around here. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're wrapping up.
Yes, Colin. Evening.
Well, go on, Chris.
Not much. I just want to ask, I think it's an important question, and I think the finance minister should answer. Where exactly is the growth going to come from?
That is the question, Chris. Growth.
Where exactly? Is it agriculture? Where is it?
She must say tomorrow. She must tell us.
She's not gonna say it, Colin. You and I both know she's not gonna say it, and
she can't.
And she is probably if opposition leader question her, right? She's probably going to skirt the issue, or the speaker, if you know the prime minister's wife is the speaker tomorrow, is going to shut him down. The country needs to know, where is the growth going to come from?
That is the big question.
If you are borrowing $7 billion US, where are you going to get the growth to pay back that money? Jamaica has to pay back that money.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, it's not for free.
No.
And it's not without conditions. So we should know what are those conditions.
Well, I guess
you don't get a loan.
I
You
don't-
don't get a loan without conditions.
But
I work in a
don't think
bank.
I don't think we're going to hear the conditions of the loan tomorrow. I doubt it. Based on what we have learned, that a request was made for these monies, but we don't know of any meetings that have been held yet. So we might not hear the terms of the loan, but whatever the terms are going to be, we're going to have to pay it back, and we need to hear the growth strategy. Yes.
Exactly, Colin. Where is the growth? Is it agriculture? Where are we on that front? Given that the country went through this devastation,
I'm going
the
to tell you this.
country
I'm going
at?
to tell you this, Chris. Agriculture can be the kicker because
It can't.
we don't have the kind of land and the kind of farming to use agriculture as the mainstay for growth. Agriculture must sort out our food security so as to help us to import less food, take off some of the pressure off of the dollar. So may I tell the minister from now, agriculture cannot grow this economy by 5%.
Thank you, Colin. It cannot. And what people don't realize, right? So Jamaica is going to borrow this amount of money, and the dollar will probably devalue, right? And with it devaluing, the cost of goods have gone up, right? Because Jamaica is not producing those products, so you have to import it, right?
Yes, I.
So what you were paying before for this material that cost you $100, it might be $200.
It go up. Yeah, man.
Okay. I think the people of the country need to understand this. Like, yes, Jamaica needs this loan. They need to get this.
Yes.
But there has to be a strategy.
And that's what this government has been lacking for the last 10 years.
Okay.
What is needed is what the government has failed to achieve over the last 10 years.
But the thing is, the people, and I say this all the time, is that they have kept this country so uneducated, so less sophisticated, that whatever little thing I give you scraps, and you should enjoy it. You should be happy for it.
Yeah.
No. That's what not Nanny fought for.
No.
That's not what Paul Bogle fought for. Right?
No, not at all. Not the scraps is not the crumbs.
The little scraps that they get, they're like, oh, we're so happy. No. The world is larger than you. And Colin, the next thing is, I don't think people realize the globe is going AI, artificial intelligence.
Oh, yes,
They do not need you as a human resource to work. Okay. And what? All right. So what did this prime minister say? They're going to bring in AI and robots? Guess what? They don't need you. You're not needed.
I lie them, I tell them need we. The world can't grow on without we.
I know they need us. They need us, but I live in America, and this is what's going on. AI is the biggest thing.
Yes, man.
Okay?
Here too, Maybe not enough people into it here, but it is here. It is on the ground here.
Okay.
But my brother.
So I get it. These people, they need to learn and they need to understand. They need some critical thinking, critical reasoning to understand what is going on in the globe.
That's why
not just Jamaica.
That's why we invite them here to come for this kind of reasoning. Chris Campbell is saying America economy is not doing well, so it's going to be difficult for Jamaica to grow.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Anyway, my brother, tomorrow evening.
All right. Have a good night.
Blessings,
yes,
man.
Yes. Have a good one.
Blessings. We are back tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock. Remember, give them a light. Remember to give them a light initiative. Give them a light. Give them a solar light. Buy a solar light for the people in the West. They are in darkness. They need it. Give them a light. A Portland Spice initiative. Yeah, man. Check out our Cash App. It's on our profile. Portland Spice TV. You can send to our Cash App. You can send the light to us. Just give us a link on 8047072. Give them a light. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet tomorrow evening, 5 o'clock, right here on Portland Spice TV, we've got the news. Later.